full-back. Smythe, Burns, Halliwell, Rivett the three-quarters, Breers the standoff, O'Reilly is the scrum half. And the forwards, Hilton, Clarkin, Lawton, Marquette, Wood and Domick. And on the bench, Guisset, the French international, Fossard, Noon and Apo. The coach is David Plange. Well, Halifax, they beat Castleford here 2 weeks ago. Jason Flowers is their fullback. Beckett, Woods, Donlan, Halpenny, Duneman and Clinch, the captain, at scrum half. And the forwards, Gannon, Lawless, Goldspink, Bloom, McMenemy and Hammond. And the substitutes, Cardis, who's on the transfer list, Hobson, Tickle and Birchall. The coach is Steve Lenane. Out comes Brett Goldspink, the Halifax captain, and you never know, victory here, plus a defeat for London by Leeds this evening, would leave the Blue Sox just 5 points adrift of 6th-placed Broncos. So a very important match for the Blue Sox. For Warrington, a chance to turn yet another troubled season around. It's the Blue Sox against the Wolves in the sunshine, but I tell you, about 20 minutes ago, the heavens opened here, and thankfully, it has dried up a bit as Steve Ganson checks that he can hear the siren. We're just about ready, and Warrington will get us underway wearing the yellow and blue. The Halifax Blue Sox will defend the left-hand side of the ground.
Well, as you mentioned, Eddie, a real downpour just about 10-15 minutes ago, and that'll make it extremely slippy in the opening 10-15 minutes. So both sides will be looking for the short kicking game. They will not kick high in these conditions. Very slippy indeed.
Breers gets us underway. Right out on the full. First mistake from Lee Breers. Penalty on halfway to Halifax. Not the cleverest of starts.
Well, they've been plagued with all sorts of problems at Warrington, and that is not how you want to start the game.
I could have tipped that. You said the players will not put the ball in the air, and I could have tipped it that Breers would hammer the ball in the air, and that's exactly what he's done.
Well, it surprises me that the Warrington coach, David Plange, did not send out the message, put it on the ground. No chance of giving away a penalty.
Well, there was a delay then for the football because it disappeared over that far side. The referee called for replacement ball. We had 3. I hope this hasn't set the tone for the evening. Lawless restarts and Gannon will drive it in for the Halifax Blue Sox, met by some firm defence from the Warrington Wolves. Lawless again, there's Goldspink, the captain. That was Carl Hammond. This is Andrew Duneman, and wide it goes. And this is Woods now. Donlan, rather, I beg your pardon. Stuart Donlan for the Blue Sox. Midway inside the Warrington half of the field. Opening minute of the match. Goldspink to drive it in again. Good, solid drive as well. Near knocked Dale Lawton off his feet. Helped out by Mark Hilton to complete the tackle. It's now with Gavin Clinch. Here's Hammond again. And they're running this with Woods. Tries to go through Breers. A bit of help from Darren Burns. That's the last tackle. And in dummy half was Shane McMenemy. He's having a little go himself. Dabs it to the in-goal area. And Rivett.
Oh, it's a try!
It's a try if they've touched it. What a mistake by Rivett. He overran it. And I think that's a try.
Whether he grounded it, if everything's okay.
Well, we said that we're putting the ball to the ground on this slippy conditions, and he's make a right mess of that.
Halpenny, I think, has got first touch to it. Colm Halpenny. Yes, he does. Oh, what a dreadful start for Warrington. It's gone from bad to worse. That is if. That is if. Mind you, look at the boots. They're over the dead ball line.
Does he lift his foot? That's what they'll be looking for. Now
I don't think he does. I think as he touches that down, the foot is over the line. I think they've escaped Warrington. Let's see. No try. Well, that is the great escape. Colm Halpenny came back from the dead ball line. His foot was over the line when he touched it down. And Warrington, well, that really is the great escape for them.
Very lucky indeed. As the 2 Warrington defenders have just slipped away. Not the best attempt to get out of it.
Come on, Jim.
It'll be a very relieved Warrington coach David Plange there.
And a very relieved Leroy Rivett.
Third, well done, Jim. Come on, lads.
Not to mention Lee Breers, of course, who kicked out on the full for the start of this game.
This is Sid Domick now for Warrington. John Clark is in at dummy half, and he finds Paul Wood. Wood drives it to the 20-metre line. Last tackle here, first set of 6 that Warrington have had, and Breers with a little dink over the top, inviting Burns to chase it. Flowers has come up with it, Burns is there as well.
He's on his back, that'll be a scrum down, head and feet to Warrington.
No, it was on the last tackle.
Oh, they did ever so well there, didn't they? Burns looked odds on to get that ball down.
Last tackle, so it's the turnover.
What a great take. Oh, they did ever so well there. Super stuff there from Dave Woods.
Danny Wood, get your hands out.
So close. Neat little chip over the top there from Lee Breers too.
Roll away, Dale, come on.
Well, Warrington claimed a 30 points to 22 win at Wilderspool in round 1. They trailed 16-0 at half-time. They scored 3 tries in the last 17 minutes to win a thrilling opener to Super League 7. One of only 2 wins for Warrington all season. They have won only 1 of their last 10. Remarkably, that was at Hull just a couple of weeks ago. One of the upsets of the season so far. It's the Blue Sox here on the last tackle. Hammond with the kick towards the corner, and Rivette will allow that to run over the touchline, and so the scrum will be put down. Carl Hammond with a good kick.
Such an important part of this Halifax attack. The trio of the 2 halfbacks, Andrew Duneman, Gavin Clinch, and the man who's just put this beautiful kick into the corner, Carl Hammond. Plenty of experience. Been around a while. They stand off quite often. But to the loose forward spot now. Been with 5 clubs throughout his playing career. He knows what it's all about.
Yes, really made his name at St Helens with championship medals and cup medals in the early years of Super League. Here is Domick now for Warrington.
Warrington down to 11. Let me see, it's number 11. Yes, it is. Burns has taken a knock there.
Meanwhile, Hilton drives it in. Jamie Bloom in with the tackle there.
Pretty solid defence as well for the Blue Sox. They look eager, they're up for this one.
John Clark, little run from dummy half, good ball. And Wood was almost away on the last tackle. Clark again to Breers, and Breers will hoist the bomb. It's a good kick too, it's hanging this. It's been allowed to bounce, but fortunately there for Jason Flowers, the ball bounced over the dead ball line.
Well, I can't believe that Flowers allowed that to do. He could have defused the bomb quite easy. There was no pressure on him, really.
Maybe just a little lack of confidence with his back to the ball as it came over his shoulder. Menemy to his feet. Here is Lawless. Tackled by Dale Lawton, former teammates, of course, at Sheffield Eagles, those two. Clinch is the dummy half. Ball comes in field, and he gets the return past as Clinch. And now this is McMenemy.
Come on, John.
Moved off the mark, did he? No. Holding on and hands in the tackle by Dale Lawton. Penalty to Halifax.
Well, once again, the official, Steve Ganson, making sure that both sides realise he's not going to have any messing around at the play the ball area.
Well, he had a fine game last week, didn't he, when we saw him at the JJB Stadium working against Leeds, Steve Ganson, and he's set the pattern for the players here at the Shea tonight early.
To be fair, it's the best I've ever seen him referee.
Goldspink with a great drive, but a big hit. Oh, they all felt that. Hilton, Lawton and Goldspink, they all get up groggily, and Hilton's got a gash on the top of the head.
Oh, nearly an intercept there.
This is Smythe, collared and brought to ground by Jamie Bloom.
Come on.
Crowd didn't like it, but it was just a grab on. Oh, that's a high one, though. And he's got away with 2.
No, he hasn't. Penalty, but I'll tell you, talking of high, you want to see the face on Mark Hilton as he makes his way to the blood bin. Oh, what a mess.
He took a huge knock. Look at that.
Split open the forehead. He will need stitches in that, but he'll be back out.
He did well to stay up there.
John, come here.
Jamie Bloom got away with the first one, grabbed on the collar, but spotted by Steve Ganson.
I don't need you coming in causing a problem.
Not the right tactics
watch out. Leave it
from
to
Halifax.
Me. Okay.
Referee having a word with John Clark.
I'll sort the problems, you just get on with the game.
And then talking to him again on the run.
Well, it was Clark. They just had a few words to say to the official. So important that this man, Lee Breers, if he can control things out there. They're in for a great chance, the Wolves.
Domick with the drive in. 3 penalties.
Second, and behind.
Warrington just had the
Come on,
first, and
Jim.
that's for them, and that's why they are 12 metres shy of the Halifax line. Good ball to Fozzard from Breers.
Third, here.
Strong defence from Bloom again, and also Andrew Duneman. Breers goes down the short side. Good drive for the line. Again, they're held up. It's Halliwell, formerly with Halifax. Indeed, he's on loan
Third
here
tackle, scrum.
with Warrington. Danny Halliwell.
Feed, held up.
This will be head and feed to the Warrington side. Neat little move down on that blind side. Nearly caught them napping. But again, for the second occasion, this Halifax defence has turned the ball carrier on his back.
Difference this time, it wasn't on the last tackle. That's why Warrington have the head and feed at the scrum. 8 minutes gone, 0-0.
Yeah.
Warrington over the line twice, but held up. It's now with Domick, who will attack the line.
Second man moves, Shane. Shane.
And the bang in front of the sticks here, Warrington. This is a great opportunity for them.
You on your back.
Well, Domick obviously said something to the referee because he has been marched back 10 metres as well.
Well, that's stupidity there from the loose forward, Sid Domick.
He's having a right go there at the referee.
I wonder when the message is going to get through to these players. Okay, he was held down, but Steve Ganson obviously wanted to say, look, you're in a good position to score a try, play the game, and if there's a problem, I think he would have given the penalty.
Well, he blew for the penalty against Warrington. Domick said something else to him, and that was enough.
Well, it was giving,
March 10.
But it was giving Warrington the advantage to play the ball and maybe score the try.
Here is Halpenny, who also, of course, has had a try disallowed. Foot over the dead ball line when he touched it down. It's all happened here in the opening 9 minutes. And this is Gannon now for Halifax.
Come on, Warrington.
A match this that usually produces a myriad of points. And there's no reason to suggest this might be any different because we're watching the two brittlest defences in Super League. They're on show here tonight. Two very flimsy defences indeed. But this is Duneman. He probably is the playmaker for the Blue Sox. Now then, Carl Hammond. There's the crossfield kick from him. Looking for Donlan out wide maybe. Sailed up into the air. Did Robbie Beckett, I think.
Okay, back behind me. Come on.
Well, it certainly came off the Halifax winger. Now how solid is the defence. That's good work though from Sid Domick.
It is terrific drive forward. And London are just ahead against the Leeds Rhinos, 2-0 after 10 minutes at Griffin Park. We'll keep you in touch with events there throughout the course of this match, just as we did last night when St Helens were putting the cleaners through witness, and we had that magnificent match at Bradford between the Bulls and Wigan Warriors. A fantastic game that was.
Come on, Jamie!
And here tonight, Steve Linnane, the Halifax coach, promising us that he would try and come up with equals. Well, it's not been a bad start. And Flowers, safe under the high bomb, former Castleford fullback.
Well, I can't believe that. That's the third kick from Lee Breers. It's gone into the air. In slippy conditions. Oh, good play from the centre. Dave Woods.
Terrific run from Woods. A great ball from Duneman. And there's Halpenny, the dummy half. Here is Duneman again. On from Clinch to McMenemy. And Warrington surround him and haul him down.
Well done.
Goldspink now to drive the ball forward. The Halifax captain trying to get to his feet, asking the referee for a penalty, non-forthcoming, so it's with Clinch. Clinch then back on the inside to Flowers, who's chimed in, the full-back.
Neat little move back on the inside.
10 metres away from the line, the Blue Sox with Hammond. They're running it, oh, that was a try begging, and Bloom just couldn't hang on. And then he put a bit of a low shot in on Domick. And he's in the bin. Jamie Bloom is in the bin because he attacked Sid Domick while he was on the ground.
Well, it was a beautiful pass from Hammond, and he really should have taken that. South African international Jamie Bloom knew that he was in for the four-pointer, and that's just silly play. It's the second occasion that he's given away a penalty when the Halifax Blue Sox have been in a wonderful position.
Not having players coming in.
Well, it's testing times for both these coaches, Steve Linnane and David Plange. Mistakes are plenty, I'm afraid.
Fozzard with a good run, but he lost the ball. Clinch has pinched it.
Okay,
And that was Tom O'Reilly who came in over the top on Gavin Clinch. Well, they've spilled the possession, Warrington.
How many times did he do that? The little halfback Clinch. Must get through about 8 or 9 a season.
Good job, you missed.
And a miss by Fozzard on Goldspink. Here is Duneman. Now McMenemy. He's got Halpenny with him. McMenemy backs himself, shrugs off Rivette with a tackle. Great strength from McMenemy. Flick the ball back. It's out.
Touch.
It's out. It's in touch.
Well, it was a good effort from the second rower.
Warrington head and field. What, mate?
As someone just runs through on the inside, and well, we saw last night that a penalty was given for a Shepherd, pretty similar to that.
Buzz. Buzz.
Halpenny went back on the inside.
Place where he's just gone. All right, rope in, careful. Net round the top and no use of the forearm. Lock it in.
There is Steve Linnane, the Halifax Blue Sox coach. And now this is Graham Appo. A debut as a sub last week for Warrington from the French club Lesignan. He left Huddersfield actually mid-season last year. 6 tries in 9 appearances for them, but such is Warrington's personnel crisis that Graham Appo brought in to try and help steady the ship. John Clark down the short side again. Domick, good hands.
Pretty solid on that blind side though of the defence.
Fozzard.
Ooh, there's a high shot went through him. Fozzard lost it and went backwards. No, said the official.
He lost it first time and then flicked it back.
Well, they had the ball pinched off him from Clinch a few moments ago, and Fozzard, who's battled through illness and injuries throughout his young career. And there's little doubt he just fumbled the ball there.
So scrum down and Halifax with head and feed. Duneman now, picked out by Michael Watts. That was a good ball. McMenemy again, ever the willing worker for Halifax. On halfway, Lawless to Goldspink.
That's a great run.
It draws 3 men in, Wood, Breers and Graham Appo.
They're playing the ball very quickly at Halifax.
Clinch, he tried to get the pass away.
With a chance, but Gannon claiming that he was held back without the football.
And here's Tom O'Reilly now for Warrington.
Well, yet again, the build-up from Halifax brings them absolutely nothing. Oh, that's a forward.
Now to get on with it, Rob Smythe.
That was a very late pass to Smythe out wide.
O'Reilly and Fozzard again. They've hung off Fozzard. No support.
Wonderful dummy.
Chances here for Warrington with Clark to O'Reilly. Here is Lee Breers. He'll come back the other way, finds the number 21, Paul Wood.
He's lost it.
It was stolen from him. A quick tap taken by Domick. Just short of the line. Domick trying to catch the Halifax defence napping. Clark to Breers. And Breers with a dummy and a shimmy. And then flicks it back to Lawton. He helps it on then to O'Reilly. It goes wide to Watts. Good tackle.
Stuart Donlan was never going to let the man get round him. Great ball and all tackle.
And that's Halliwell looking to score against the club that's loaned him to 3 different sides this year already. O'Reilly, good ball, well watched though. Great tackle. Super tackle from Hammond that was. Clark again, O'Reilly. Here's Breers. Breers with a little stab through, the race is on. And Dave Woods just shepherds the ball dead. Wood was looking for it. Oh, Dave Woods nearly taking his neck off with the string that's around the back end of the ground here. That's dangerous.
It is, and that's better tactics though by Lee Breers. 3 previous kicks has been high in the air.
Well, I don't know whether anyone's watching that, but they ought to immediately take those poles down and get rid of that rope that is behind the post at that far end of the ground.
Very dangerous indeed.
And there we go. Just shows you. Pictures tell no lies. Absolutely. Take those poles away.
And they are doing it.
Come on down.
Lawless, the dummy half. It's with Hammond now.
We just get the feeling, Eddie, that this game needs a try.
It does, but this is the way the matches have gone over the years. Super League. It's only 4 wins for Halifax against Warrington. So Warrington have a very good record against the Blue Sox that they are doing their best to defend here. 17 minutes gone, still waiting the first score. This is Michael Watts. Let's go down to Phil Clark. Early impressions, Phil?
Yeah, pretty good start from Warrington. I mean, under the circumstances, I mean, every team has to be able to deal with injury and adversity, but I think as a club, Warrington have had more than that. If you look this season so far, they've had 6 different fullbacks, 7 wingers, 10 centres, 4 standoffs, 6 props, 3 hookers and 4 loose forwards. They've had no real continuity in the team, and this is one of the reasons. Other sides don't know what their fellow teammates are going to do, running into holes that don't exist. They've coughed up possession, given too much to Halifax so far, but a pretty promising start other than that.
Yes, you're right, Phil. It's another troubled season for Warrington. Steve Anderson has resigned as head coach or performance director, call him what you will. And this week, skipper Matt Rodwell's retired. This is Doonerman now attacking the line.
Beautiful move. Came on the angle round the back of the scrum. The fullback's going for it.
Andy Hoff, it's Flowers is in. Flowers plays the ball. Lawless tries to give it some air to his captain. Goldspink goes down. Lawless is there again. Back he comes to clinch. They're trying to give it some width now. Here's Doonerman. And Doonerman steps inside one. Flicks the ball away. Breers has picked it up. And Lee Breers is on his way. Woods is quick. O'Reilly's with him. Long pass out wide to Smythe. That's a great ball. Smythe cuts in field. Halifax funneling back, and Woods in the end, and Lawless get him and bring him to the ground.
Well spotted by the little halfback Lee Breers, but I think Smythe took the wrong option. I thought he had a bit more room out wide.
This is Halliwell.
Great tackle.
Quick play the ball, off the deck. O'Reilly, Clinshaw round him, gets the ball away, goes to ground untidily, and a knock-on, is it? A knock-on against Warrington.
This is the intercept. You read it extremely well. It's a dab hand of this, but when Smythe gets it, he really should have gone out wide. He wanted to step. He's got plenty of pace as this guy. Thought he should have gone right to the corner. That's the knock-on. Schmozzle there. With Clange, well, he'll be happy with that approach work, especially with the intercept from Lee Breers.
And Steve Lenane up on the other side of the field in the gantry over there. Looking at things through scaffolding. A lot of scaffolding on this ground, to be fair. Development has halted for the time being. Bill Arthur's got some news on Mark Hilton.
Well, Mark Hilton back out of the dressing room. Warrington back on the attack, but Hilton's had 5 stitches in a nasty head wound, blood all over his shirt, but he's given the side the thumbs up. He's ready to come back.
Yes, I thought he would be back. Takes a bit more than a split head to stop Mark Hilton. Clark, a dummy half. Now then, this is Wood. And Jamie Bloom, of course, still in the sin bin.
That's good.
So Halifax defending these raids with 12 men and Breers. And if they can get out of jail here, Halifax, and not concede anything, that will be a terrific lift for their confidence. Clark to O'Reilly. O'Reilly to Watts.
He dropped it. Well, we expected difficult conditions like this, and you see it was a good hit.
And away come the Blue Sox with Andrew Doonerman, star of the last home game against Castleford. Doonerman, lawless, tough, nuggety little character. Well, not too much to choose between the two sides in the opening 21 minutes. This is a break though, and it's Gannon who's got Clinch with him. Warrington now, they have to funnel back in defence. Hammond, that's a lovely chip over the top. Flowers to Hammond. They'll have to go to the video, I think, to decide whether he was onside, Flowers, from the original chip. But Hammond has touched down. It all depends whether Flowers was in front of Hammond when he got the chip kick in, and I think he might be, fractionally.
Yeah, he's just hanging back. Or is he? No, I think he's in front. I think there's going to be no try yet again. Halpenny was given the no-try treatment, and I think this will be the same. Yep. It's pretty close, but I think you'll find that the fullback Flowers is just fractionally in front. It deserved a try. It was a wonderful run by the prop Gannon. And it surprises me that Flowers wasn't actually looking at the man who was kicking the football. It's a planned move, little doubt about that, but this will be a no-try. I'm pretty confident of it.
No try. Penalty kick. to the defence.
Okay, it was worth having a look for.
Just offside.
All right, that is.
Again, Warrington escape. Well, they've had two turned down now by the video ref, and rightly so, by the way. No dispute from up here anyway. There are one or two people within the game, foolishly in our view, who are saying that maybe we should be getting rid of the video referee.
Come on!
I don't know where they get that from, but still, yeah, they're entitled to their view.
Pretty big hit there from Goldspink. Well, Halifax have been wondering what they have to do to get points on the board. Both sides, I suppose, they've gone very, very close on a couple of occasions.
Clark to Domick. Domick attacking the line. That's a good ball. They're in, Warrington. And that's Halliwell, I think, against his club that he's on loan from. He acknowledges the boos of the Halifax supporters, the cheers of the Warrington fans who've travelled here. And after two no-try decisions against them, Halifax have fallen for the sucker punch. The man on loan from the Blue Sox to Warrington has come up with the first try.
Quick play of the ball, and they got it out wide very, very quickly indeed. That's super play. He missed the man out, and it confused the Halifax defence completely. Clark quick off the back. Oh, that's a super pass. Never any doubt Halliwell was going to get there. Great work. Well finished by the big centre.
Well, I'm sure that Danny Halliwell has celebrated a try or two in his young life in front of those supporters for Halifax. Now he celebrates a try in front of them for Warrington. He was on loan at Keighley earlier this season. You saw his record there. And this is the third different club that Halifax has been loaned to. And he's come back to haunt Steve Linnane. Halifax, 8 appearances, then to Keighley, then to Wakefield, then to Warrington, and 2 tries for Halifax. So he has had something to shout about with the Blue Sox supporters. Now he's having a little smile at them. Breers with this conversion attempt. Good kicker Breers, but he misses on that occasion. Warrington have the lead 4-0, an unlikely lead really. You think all the pressure they've had to withstand, but when they have threatened that Halifax line, Steve-O, they have looked dangerous, held up twice.
Yeah, it was good work by the loose forward, Sid Domick. And the Halifax defence allowed him to run across the face of their defensive line. He missed out 2 men, straight to this fella, Halliwell. Well, he's on loan from the Blue Sox, and I'm sure he would have enjoyed that. Not many clubs at any sport, I think, would allow someone that's just been on loan to actually play against them.
No. Halliwell, ex of Halifax, now of Warrington. A bit difficult that. He's Halliwell from Halifax, Steve-O.
You know what I'm like with my H's.
I think I've called him Halifax about 14 times, but still. 25 minutes or thereabouts gone. Domick again.
He's having a big game, this loose forward.
He's a willing worker, isn't he?
Certainly does, and he's looking for it. There's a problem for Dave Woods on the Halifax side. He picked up a knock there.
Bit groggy, but he's getting back into the defensive line now. As Clark stabs the ball into open space. Flowers is after this. He'll have to run it back if he can get beyond them. And he's trapped in goal. That's good work by Rivette and also Darren Burns. Dropout coming in here from underneath the sticks.
Took the safe option as well, did Jason Flowers. He thought it perhaps would have gone over the whitewash, but it just popped up at the very last minute. Good kick and chase. Good thinking as well from the hooker, John Clark. He was taking no risks, that man, Jason Flowers.
Close season bye from Halifax. From Castleford, Halifax. London 14 leads 6 after 25 minutes. Castlefax, it's a new club. Clark, the dummy half. O'Reilly and Fozzard.
Well, that really has lifted their spirits and the Warrington side. And this guy, well, he's running the show. Sid Domick is just running himself into the ground.
Over the head of O'Reilly, allowed to go on by the referee Steve Ganson. Hilton was the dummy half. Breers, Warrington with their tails up. Burns Good run through by Darren Burns, just ankle tapped at a vital moment.
Good body language there, Lee Breers, running on the angle.
Drop goal attempt, and he's got it.
Yep.
Straight between the woodwork. Lee Breers. He looks in the mood, doesn't he, the Welsh international?
All the time in the world, snapped it away, and that's good thinking. Very good thinking indeed. Straight over the black dots, as they say down under.
5-0 Warrington. They lost 58-4 at Wigan, then claimed the upset of the year, as I say, beating Hull at the Boulevard 1916. Since then, St Helens and Castleford have put 90 points past them in the last 2 weeks.
You know, Eddie, I've lived in Australia nearly 30 years now, and I still can't work out why they call it over the black dot.
Because they have a black dot in the middle of the crossbar, whereas here they have a blue line. Maybe.
I never saw it.
Breers' 30th drop goal, by the way, in his career. Jamie Bloom back out of the sin bin. And Fozzard with the drive-in. Been a good buy for them, Nick Fozzard. Third substitute appearance of the year. He made his debut as a sub, indeed, against Halifax in round one. And there is the bandaged and stitched up Mark Hilton. Clark to Domick. Looked a touch forward that. I think they got away with it, though. They have. Here is Halliwell, the scorer of the try.
There's been a couple of dodgy ones down that far side. Touch judge, nothing pressed.
Clark, that's a good run. Oh, they've got men on the overlap out wide here. Domick turns the ball back inside, off Lawless. It'll be a knock-on.
Knock on by John.
Lawless retains possession, but the knock-on seen by the referee. There it is.
A pretty solid defence, but once again, this is the pass from Domick, which is a few seconds earlier, certainly forward. Criticise the man with a whistle, but sometimes these merry flag wavers, they confuse me. About a yard away from the action.
Jim, not too soon. Come on, we're here.
Breers to his feet. Clark and Burns. Oh, off the knee of O'Reilly, who looks over his shoulder. The ball has come free. The referee gives the penalty to Halifax.
It's creating all sorts of problems, isn't it? Oh, little doubt it was dragged out.
Paul Marquette.
Okay, that's it.
And here is Goldspink again.
All the hard work from Halifax still to get on the scoreboard.
Gannon.
2 tries disallowed, of course, by the video referee. Rightly so as well.
Hammond to Duneman. Looking for the runners. Dave Woods was the runner. Good defence from Warrington again.
Clear! Hold it, Nick. Foot on the ball.
5-0. Amazing when we have these two defences, as I said earlier, are pretty flimsy on show here tonight. Halifax have conceded over 500 and Warrington 600.
I think you'd have to say that both these sides are desperate to get out of the relegation zone.
They are. That's a little chip into the in-goal area and flicked away by Rob Smythe, taking no chances. Bloom was hunting it.
Clever little kick as well from Gavin Clinch.
Okay.
Did the right thing.
Wait till back behind.
Bloom breathing down his neck. Real character, this fella.
Yes, South African international. Mr. Bloom. That's Rob Smythe, though. Irish international. Warrington's leading try scorer. And there's Steve Lennane looking a worried man, the Halifax coach. 0 against their name, but a lot of work, a lot of good work as well being put in by the Blue Sox.
Come on!
Now then, Jamie Bloom again to run this ball back. Domick first to meet him and forces the error. And O'Reilly has it for Warrington.
Well, he's doing everything, isn't he, the loose forward. Look at that, body on the line. No way the South African could hold that football. It is very slippy out there.
Come on, work!
This is Mark Hilton now.
Second.
David Plange prowling the touchline as he did in his playing career. Nice run again from Darren Burns.
And again. Come on.
Playing in the centres today. Burns, Clark, and here again is Wood.
4, 8.
Now will Breers be looking towards another one-pointer? Wouldn't surprise me. They seem to be bringing the ball back into the centre.
Come on, here, Johnny.
Breers is waiting, Breers gets it, and he's gone for it, and he's got one. Well, they've decided to, whenever they get there, to come back with some reward, and Breers, terrific kick again. Well, he got 3 drop goals recently that equal the Super League record for drop goals in a match, and he's now got 2 here this evening. 3 drop goals in that win at Hull, see, equaling the Super League record, and now, well, he's got bags of time to beat the record. 2 drop goals? Well, he must have been listening to you, Steve-O, after over the past 12 months.
Well, it always surprises me that quite a lot of the sides don't often do that. It just keeps pegging away and keeps your nose in front all the time.
Well, it means that Halifax, of course, need a converted try now to get level. And what's more, it means that Warrington see more of the football because they get it back from the kick-off. That's why Hilton has it here for them, just over halfway. And it's with O'Reilly now.
Come on, Jen! Last, come on, Jen!
Last tackle for Warrington. It's with Breers again. This time he'll angle the ball towards the touchline, but it bounces dead in goal. Touching goal.
Not happy with it. 2 drop goals. He's edging in front.
Shane McMenemy for Halifax.
Second and again, come on!
Well, it's amazing. Halifax started out with a blaze of glory with keeping the ball alive. Now they seem to revert back to safety first, one-out football.
Nearly lost it then, Beckett. He gets the penalty. Robbie Beckett has come in off the left wing for a little bit more involvement. And he got the penalty there. Just a tug at the ankle.
Mark Hilton was also pushing him down.
Goldspink loses it. And here comes Apo for Warrington. Well, they can't hang on to the football at the moment, Halifax.
But it is difficult. We've just had another quick downpour then.
Here, come on, Andy.
Good hit. Good solid. Lee Breers caught one as well in back play.
Second and
Getting
again.
a bit tasty now.
Come on, move.
6 minutes to half-time. And 18-6 London up against Leeds with 5 minutes to go to the break. Interesting. Interesting, London's bid for the top 6. It's gathering pace, but a long way to go there at Brentford, as there is here. Burns out wide. Halliwell again.
Warrington obviously feel that they've got a problem, this Halifax defence down their left-hand side. They seem to be attacking on their right flank.
Clark will come this way and find Breers. Another drop goal attempt from Breers. This time it just slid past the post.
Well, he was put under pressure there. It's the first time that they have done that. Really want to lift a gear to Halifax. Steve Linnane, their coach, surely has to get the message out. He'll be quite happy to have a few words to them at half-time. As I say, they started off very well. And, lethargic from there on in.
Beckett has certainly been moved closer to the action. That's Danny Tickle, I think, who's just come on. Indeed it is. And here is Goldspink.
So good hit, Mark. Well done. Come on, move now, Paul.
Clinch looking for the runner inside him. It was Duneman, but well watched by Warrington's defence. They'll be happy if they get to half-time with a 0 alongside Halifax's name. Clinch with the kick to the side. Just basic from Gavin Clinch. The scrum will go down. Warrington will have head and feed. And Halifax will look for the mistake.
That's a key word, basics from both sides. A little bit perhaps slow in getting the ball out wide, but full credit to Warrington's defence. They are spotting the inside pass. Well, Duneman and Clinch are running on the angle, but this Warrington defence is not being confused. They're working hard.
England out of the scrum, so the referee asks Hammond to stay binded, which he did. Apo takes the tackle, and he felt that he's now holding his head as Rivette takes it up for Warrington.
I think Apo's also had his head split open. Quite heavy clashes out there at the moment.
Well, I hope they've brought the doctor with them. They obviously have, Warrington, because Mark Hilton here has been stitched and sent back on, and Apo will have to have some more remedial work.
Well, I hope so, Eddie. I wouldn't want the baggageman to start throwing a few stitches here and there.
But he's going to put a claim in for overtime, that's for sure. Clark, Breers, kick, and Beckett not interested in having a go at that.
And rightly so.
Just happy to do what Gavin Clinch did earlier, just fine touch.
Wobbling all over the place. Neat little kick though by Lee Breers. Make sure that he put the ball on its side so that it can bounce anywhere. If he's in the mood, one of the best in Super League, Lee Breers.
Watts replaces Apo, who's in the blood bin. Duneman now for the Blue Sox. Oh, a head slam on the pitch then for Duneman. Goldspink.
Well, Duneman holds the key to this Halifax attack, but full credit yet again, Warrington are making sure that they're closing him down.
That was a good ball then from Gannon to Tickle, and very well watched on that occasion by the Warrington defender. That's a blow for Kett. That's a shocker.
Going from bad to worse. And the pass was awful from Shane McMenemy.
Robbie Beckett deserves better service than that. Shane McMenemy missed just 2 last year, and he hasn't missed at all yet this. It's an interesting statistic that actually, that on paper they have a pretty slim squad, but a fairly settled one, Halifax. 10 men in their squad have remained ever present throughout the 11 Super League games so far. They've been involved in every one. Or is that a question of Steve Linnane not having perhaps the choice of other clubs, or is he happy enough with the squad that he himself has assembled over the past 12 months since he took over here from Gary Mercer?
Well, he'd be the only person to know, Eddie.
Domick.
Having a great game. He's lost it though.
Just lost it there. That's a shame. And he gets a pat on the back. But so too does Carl Hammond from his teammates for this challenge. And he dislodged the ball.
There. Yeah, maybe there was a hand there, but was someone hanging on at the back? Enemy had already released the leg. It was not a penalty.
Hammond to Duneman, and half-time at Griffin Park. London ahead by 12 points, 18-6. That would be a significant scalp for the Broncos.
Well, it'll take them into the 5th spot and shove Wigan down to 6th place.
And following on from the St Helens and Bradford wins at Griffin Park earlier this year. Now here's a chance for Halpenny. The ball inside was a good idea, but Breer's taking no chances. Knows he's right on the stroke of half-time. Just hammered that ball dead. They're all walking off. They can walk off now because there's the half-time siren. And a frustrating first half for Halifax in many ways. It started poorly for Warrington with the kick out on the full from Breers. Then a no-try decision by the referee as Halpenny thought he'd touched down, but foot over the dead ball line in the Warrington in-goal area. They had another try disallowed by the video referee as well, Halifax. Warrington were over the line twice themselves and held up. And then came this from Danny Halliwell. 2 drop goals from Breers. It's 6-0.
Lennox Lewis, I'm coming for you. I'm the best ever. There's no one can stop me. Oh, God, What? I don't know, man. I'm a hell rainbow.
Typical Tyson activity. Totally out of control.
I wish he was dead. Tell Mike Tyson to either foot up or shut up.
Lewis Tyson is on. June 8th, Sky Box Office. See channel 770 for ordering information.
Ford TDCi diesel. The loudest noise you'll hear will be your heartbeat. Searching for a home can be a worrying business. That's why it's our business to make sure you get advice on your mortgage that's right for you and your family. Zurich. If you don't believe it, call us.
So you. So you. So you. You're cool. I want another beat. So you, the new fragrance from Giorgio Beverly Hills.
With Saddle and Clean and Protect, you can now color 6 fence panels in less than 10 minutes. Saddle and Clean and Protect.
I call upon these persons here present to witness
that I, Sarah Louise Jane, take you, Richard George, to be my lawful wedded husband.
that I, Sarah Louise Jane, take you, Richard George, to be my lawful wedded husband.
Subject to the following terms and conditions: no snoring, no love handles, no forgetting wedding anniversary, not having to spend Christmas with groom's mother, regular holidays in the sun twice a year, the money to send offspring to university, early retirement followed by a 90-day world cruise.
Do you promise to cherish him?
At HSBC, we know that people everywhere have small print too. That's why we're offering an open, face-to-face discussion at your local branch, so we can better understand how to help you plan for the future.
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Please note, should Hugh Grant become available, the above contract immediately becomes null and void.
The individual review from HSBC, because people have small print too. HSBC, the world's local bank.
Rocking to the rhythm on a baseline. You've got me shocking to the rhythm on a baseline.
Buy a special can of Pringles and get an ultimate party CD with 10 hits from the 80s or 90s for just $2.99. And get your party started.
That ain't no way to spend the summer. Howdy, folks, it's your Colonel with another great idea for the summer. What you need is a KFC Mega Bucket like these guys. Check out my tasty Mega Bucket. 10 mouth-watering pieces of real chicken for only $9.99. And right now, you can get a free 1.5-liter bottle of Pepsi to wash it all down. Enjoy the summer the easy way with my delicious Mega Bucket and free Pepsi. Nobody does chicken like KFC.
More live international sport coming up for you on Sky Sports. Sunday, we've coverage of England against the Barbarians. That's live rugby union from 2:30 Sky Sports 2. And then on Thursday morning, our live coverage of the second test between England and Sri Lanka gets underway on Sky Sports 1 from 10:30. Well, I made a note before this match that Warrington should be quietly confident. They have won their last 5 Super League meetings against Halifax. And by the looks of that half-time score, 6-0, the hoodoo is continuing, and the Blue Sox will be wondering what they have to do to score. They've had 2 chalked out by the video referee, rightly, by the way, but David Plange in the Warrington dressing room won't be worrying about that. He has got problems of his own this year, another troubled year for Warrington. But 6-0 at half-time, a complete reversal of the opening match of the season at Wilderspool when Warrington were trailing by 16 points to 0 at the break. They came back and won that match. It was only it was their first win of the season, obviously, but they've only won 1 since and that's why Warrington are in such desperate straits at the foot of the table. But they're putting up a gutsy display here, Steve-O, to be fair to them.
Yeah, they certainly are, and I'm sure that Mr. Plans will be very, very pleased with that first half result. It took them a while to get into the swing of things, and it looked as though Halifax were controlling it, especially with the fact that Breers had that mistake from the kick-off, and this is the first chance they had. Now, if you watch for Halpenny, just watch the right leg, and according to the video referee, he got it right. The right leg was just over the dead in goal line, and it was NOTRY, not surprisingly. Now this is a kick for Breers, and Burns goes very close there. I mentioned in the commentary, I thought that it was a surprise they were going for the bomb. It's very, very slippy out there, and that's the reason why there's been so many mistakes in this first half. This was a neat chip over by Hammond there, but you can see that the fullback, Jason Flowers, just a little bit in front, and this try was always going to be ruled out. But full credit to this Warrington side, and what a game this fella's having. The loose forward, Sid Domick, neat ball out wide. He threw the ball across two would-be attackers, and Helliwell in for that first try. And this is good thinking. Lee Breers, as I mentioned, if he's on form, inevitably Warrington certainly play well. That's the first of his drop goals, and this was going to make it 6-0. It could prove the difference between the two sides in this second half. You just keep potting away. He's got all the brains, and I think that if they continue with their defensive quality, especially as they did in that last 20 minutes of that first half, they'll be very, very pleased. Warrington could go on and score even more.
Yes, Paul Deakin got 3 drop goals for the Bradford Bulls last season to set the Super League record, and Lee Breers equalled it against Hull a couple of weeks ago. He's on 2 drop goals here tonight, so you never know, we might see a record go a-tumbling in the second 40 minutes. Let's go outside, though, to Phil Clark, get his impressions of that first half. A dogged display from Warrington, Phil, but Halifax, will they feel a bit hard done by?
Yeah, I think very often you see a coach, sometimes his side a little lacklustre, and it's a very hard job really now in the time that he has to try and lift them, because Halifax are a better side than what they've shown so far. But I'm really pleased for Warrington. It's been a great effort. I once played for a side where the coach made all 17 players the captain for the day because he said he thought he brought the best out of them, and he's certainly doing that with Lee Breers at the moment. He's really, really standing up. He's leading the side. He seems a lot happier in his role in doing that. I think one of the reasons why he doesn't go for that drop goal more often is because, and a lot of sides don't either, it's a very, very hard skill to do when you've got guys rushing at you. There's wet, slippy pitch, the ball's very difficult, but he made it look very, very easily. And I expect him to go for a few more in the second half. But another major problem, I think, for Warrington in the half-time interval will be the injury, perhaps, to Sid Domick. He limped off the field in the last tackle of the match. A lot of Warrington fans have been critical of their overseas buys this year, but from the games that I've seen, he's probably been the player of the season so far. He's had an excellent first half, and couple him and Lee Breers together, and you've started to get a dangerous side.
Thanks, Phil. Is that a hint, I wonder, for Phil's vote for man of the match? Steve-O here has a say as well, of course, and whoever comes out on top in the voting wins the watch. That's the prize for the man of the match on all our Sky Sports Live matches from the Super League, and we're giving another watch away in about 40 minutes or so. Now, the last time that Halifax beat Warrington, it was August 1999, and they scraped home by 23 points to 22, a drop goal, funnily enough, separating the two sides. I wonder if a drop goal will be the difference here, and whether Halifax can fight their way back into a match that is not yet beyond them at half-time. It's only 6-0, Warrington ahead, second half to come.
Think of a place where you don't have to worry whether your bank's paying you a good rate of interest. A place where you can be confident you get Zurich. If you don't believe it, call us.
When you've got diarrhea, you're always looking for the nearest loo. Unless you've discovered Imodium Plus. Take it just once, and you can be free from diarrhea all day. Imodium Plus, to stop diarrhea before diarrhea stops you.
Message from your Vodafone mobile.
Inside you lives a world so wide, it is beyond even your imagination. Tiscali 10.0, the next generation internet service.
What if everything was as strong and as durable as a Hyundai? A high-strength unibody construction makes every Hyundai as strong and as durable as the new Santa Fe. Hyundai, prepare to want one.
The shocking truth is that the majority of the World Cup will take place while most of us are asleep or at work. But with Sky Plus, you can shift time and schedule the games for when you want. You can watch the World Cup and you won't need a sick note. Sky Plus, never miss a thing.
Suffering with back, joint or muscle pain? Reach for new Voltarol Emulgel P. Voltarol's special formula penetrates fast to help stop pain and so speed your recovery back into action. Try new Voltarol Emulgel P to help you get back into action fast.
Excuse me, there's lipstick on these glasses. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll get you some fresh ones.
F1 Digital Plus, interactive racing only on Sky Digital, taking you to the heart of the action. 8 screens to choose from. Follow the race exactly the way you want to, giving you the big race experience. The Monaco Grand Prix on F1 Digital Plus. Continues tomorrow, 8 a.m, live and uninterrupted for just £12. Call 08702 418 111 or see channel 434.
More live international football coming up for you on Sunday morning. We've live coverage of England against Cameroon from 6:30 a.m. and then that's followed at 10 by South Korea against France. Both those matches are live and only on Sky Sports 1. Right now we're at half-time and the Blue Sox pointless. Warrington 6. Halliwell on loan from Halifax, strangely enough, and Briers with 2 drop goals, the scorers for Warrington. And the Warrington fans faithful to the Halifax fans faithful to the end. I must say though, the Warrington supporters also up the other end of the field, their support for the club is rock solid, despite all sorts of problems that they've had over the past couple of years.
Okay, go.
So, Steve Ganson, match referee, quite happy, and Gavin Clinch gets us underway at the start of this second half, and it eluded one and bounced over the line. I think that was Michael Watts.
Goal line drop out.
Just let it go, and there was nothing that Lawton could possibly do. So a goal line dropout here for Warrington. Oh, and he's taken it very, very short, and it's landed perfectly for Donlan.
Not a bad effort though to keep the ball low. We saw in the first half plenty of mistakes because of the slippery conditions.
And now we have blinding sunshine. It's been one of those days in West Yorkshire. Tickle. Lawless goes right and finds Clinch. Here's Carl Hammond. Short ball then to McMenemy, and they're doing a good job in defence of Warrington, considering it has been so leaky of late. Goal Spink now.
Well, that's better. That's the way to run onto the football. At least you get the ground forward.
5th and last here for Halifax. He was looking for a penalty, the captain. It's with Clinch. There's the dab through, and it bounced off the foot of Domick. And it's going to be a 20-metre tap. Well, Clinch claiming that Domick made a play for it, and I have to agree with him.
Yep. So do I. Yeah, puts the left leg out deliberately, and that really should have been, Well, that's the first mistake we've seen from Steve Ganson.
Should have been a dropout underneath the posts from Warrington. Halifax now should be attacking the line. As it is Warrington who are in possession with Wood rather, and just over the halfway line. And here's Hilton, tackled by Danny Tickle. Graham Appo with obviously stitches and the head guard to Domick. That ball's come free. Clark has retained possession for his side.
Will it be another one-pointer?
Well, last tackle it is. It's with Breers. He's gone for it again. That's number 3. Deacon last year, Breers twice. This year now, 3 drop goals in a Super League match. And we're going to see a new record here tonight, I fancy.
Well, he doesn't have to put a stamp on it and then post it off to Halifax to give them the warning that he's going to go for the one-pointer. He's dropped 3 in this game and has been put under no pressure whatsoever.
Halifax restart, trailing 7-0. They have to score twice now then in this second 40. Let's get half-time news. Bill?
Eddie, Steve Linnane was seething at half-time with that first-half performance from his side. Really wasn't acceptable, according to the coach. Disgraceful was the word he used, on a completion rate of only 8 out of something like 23 sets of 6. And he really wants to see a big improvement in that aspect of his team's performance, as Steve Ganson blows up and gives the Blue Sox the penalty in a great position.
It is. It was for not playing the ball properly by Leroy Rivette.
Well, he's got to regain his feet. You've got to stand up first. You can't just do it while you're bent down like that, and that is a big mistake from Rivette.
St Helens will tell you all about that after the Challenge Cup final. Well, while Danny Tickle lines up his shot for this penalty to get Halifax on the scoreboard, let's go back to Bill and find out what David Plange was saying for Warrington.
Well, I should imagine he is fuming as well, because he's just told me that one thing they've got to do is make sure they don't commit errors and don't give penalties away in silly positions, which is exactly what they've done. David Plange absolutely delighted with the determination that his side showed, the character that they showed in the first 40 minutes. They've just got to continue with that, continue with this policy of keeping the Blue Sox at the other end of the pitch and picking off the points like Lee Breers has been doing. But this they could have done without.
They could, and David Plange is standing on the touchline immediately below our commentary position, and he's prowling the touchline rather like a cage. I was going to say cage tiger or lion, but I'll use the word wolf as we're watching the Warrington Wolves. Danny Tickle with the opportunity here then. Oh, he sliced it wide. That is, I'm afraid, even for a 19-year-old, a glaring error. Maybe it will not be Halifax's night after all.
Well, he seemed very casual as he strode up to hit that ball. As Eddie has just mentioned, that could prove very costly indeed, especially with the fact that this fella Lee Breers added an extra 1 point. Oh, they nearly made a meal of that. Tickle just pulled out at the very last moment.
Indeed, and he allowed Beckett to collect the dropout, which he did. Takes the tackle. Dummy half was Donlan, and here goes Tickle up the middle. Oh, Leeds have turned it round at London. 10 minutes into the second half, Leeds are ahead 22 points to 18. It was 18-6, wasn't it, at half-time? What a 10 minutes for Leeds at Brentford.
Well, that's amazing, isn't it? Remember, London went in at half-time at home, leading Wigan, and Wigan came out and really gave them a pasting.
This is Goldsping for the Halifax Blue Sox. Halifax, who they believed if they won here, or they believe if they win here, they are still in with the sniff of something for the top 6. That kick from Duneman went straight up in the air. Everybody allowed it to bounce, and it, in the end, went tamely into the arms of Lee Breers.
Wasn't the best kick, though, by the standoff Duneman. And we haven't seen much of him. Full credit to this Warrington defence. They've closed down the attacking force. I thought that Halifax, the 2 halfbacks, Duneman and Clinch, would be controlling this game. They failed to do that.
Credit also to the Warrington supporters, Steve. Wherever they go, they bring the band with them. And the drummer is having a right go at the other end. The end that Warrington are attacking right now, by the way. There they are. They're a real robust bunch, those Warrington fans. Breers, he thought of another drop goal then, and they held off him. He went for the run around. He's got the penalty because he was tackled without the ball by Carl Hammond, I think.
You got hold of him in back play.
And Breers will go for 2 points here. That is for sure.
Well, settling down, you can see Hammond hanging on to Breers. No doubt in anybody's mind, especially the official, Steve Gamson.
Only a doubt in Hammond's mind, who disputes the call.
Getting back to that band, Eddie, the guy on the big drum. I know what he got for Christmas every year as a youngster.
Actually, I can tell you there's a picture of you on that drum. I've seen it.
Do I make that much noise?
No, but he does when he hits you. Cardis on the transfer list comes on. Robbie Beckett goes off for the time being.
Who's on the other side?
Pardon?
Who's on the other side of the drum?
Well, there's a couple of drums and a couple of pictures. Listen to this. That's Steve-O's head.
Now I know what you got for Christmas.
Breers has kicked 2 more points for Warrington.
Okay, man.
9-0 to the Warrington Wolves. Wake up.
Well, I couldn't see that because I was being attacked.
Squeaky clean, lads, come on.
On the commentary box. Dearly me. I've had wasps, mosquitoes, and now I'm being attacked.
Ostriches.
Onside, lads.
Ah, it was a love tap. What's to do with you?
Well done.
Clinch.
Good line. No penalties. First, come on, John. Yeah, come on.
Go on.
Come on, Shane.
It's Warrington in possession. And that's Darren Burns driving the ball forward.
It's a big ask now from Halifax. They really have got to step up more than just one gear. They've really got to get out of reverse. They know that if Warrington get anywhere near those sticks, that man Lee Breers will drop it over.
Well done, Mark.
Oh, little break, almost there.
5.
And Apo was hunting. But Tom O'Reilly held on, and Breers has gone for a 4th. It's a new Super League record of drop goals in a match for Lee Breers, number 4. He'll just keep chipping away all night.
That was a great effort. That's the only time that they've applied the pressure of Halifax. Well, I don't know whether this guy plays chess, but he's keeping his cool, and it's certainly brought a smile to the face of his coach, David Plange.
4 drop goals in a match. 4 of them alongside the name of Lee Breers.
As good as a try.
Indeed so. High hanging kick. Apo was underneath that. And Dale Lawton is greeted by 4. Well, they're a little bit frustrated now, Halifax.
And this is a danger point for them, because if they lose their cool and their control, they'll start to give away silly penalties. Quite a few of them are looking for a high shot.
Domick bounces off 2. Hammond gets to him eventually. Most drop goals in a Super League game for Lee Breers.
It's still plenty of time for...
he could get into double figures.
2, yeah. 9.
Breers again. Halliwell. Good tackle, though, by Cardis. And Clinch withdrawn. Here's Breers again. Angle kick from Breers. Underneath it, Flowers.
Good
and
positioning.
Apo was the greeter.
Positioned there by the Halifax full-back. But Breers is thoroughly enjoying himself out there. Leading the way in the forward, Sid Domick. And defence is pretty solid.
And so are the Warrington Barmy Army. It's them who you can hear. This is Lawless.
Well, who would have thought it? You look down this Warrington team list. Really, it's bits and bobs, isn't it, really?
Well, Michael Watts, the fullback who started, is on loan from Chorley Lynx. We've got Halliwell on loan from Halifax here. But credit them. Here is Apo.
Well done.
Signed only within the past 10 days or so. And at the moment, they're keeping Halifax scoreless. Leeds have increased the lead, 26-18.
Desperate to get the possession now at Halifax, but Warrington with a comfortable cushion now. They can just play basic football. And that's all it has been really throughout this game, but it has been extremely effective.
Hilton, well, if they struck medals for bravery, this fellow would get one, that's for sure. Warrington with overwhelming second half possession advantage and ahead 10-0 on the scoreline. Yes, Tickle got one, I think, then in the throat, and Breers just drifts the ball into touch. Now, did Jason Flowers touch that? It's a decision for the touch judge and the referee.
Well, it went close.
No, Halifax's head and feet.
Very close indeed.
Perfect try, but it didn't work that time. Let's go!
And there's a kick downfield.
Alright, okay, mate, but don't do that.
Breers with an angled little kick. Flowers went for it. Missed it. Fortunately, here it is again. Flowers just thought for a moment.
Yeah, just pulled away at the right moment. But again, it's intelligent play by Lee Breers. He knows that as long as they can keep Halifax down in their own half, it's going to take something outstanding to concede the try.
Bloom plays the ball to Lawless. This is Goldspink. Big hit on Goldspink by Jérôme Guisset, the French international. Lawless again. Oh, and back to nobody in particular there. It was a good job that Stuart Donlan, Dave Woods rather, was there.
Well, they've lost their shape completely, haven't they, Halifax? They look a little bit lost. Maybe this man can turn it.
Well, Duneman is the key, but they've had their confidence has been eroded by Lee Breers just picking away at them with these drop goals.
Well, that's a poor kick, gone backwards yet again.
Cardis has it. Smythe gets the tackle in. Cardis can't get the ball away. Halliwell.
That'll be a handover.
Halliwell with the tackle.
Well, that was a nothing kick, really. They're becoming their own worst enemy now, Halifax.
Come on, there's tons of time. Come on. No penalty.
Marquette plays the ball to Clark, and here is Guisset again.
Second, move, John! Come on!
Breers. Burns gets away from one. Hole opens up for Burns down the left-hand side.
They're paying the prize, going high on the big fella.
Leroy Rivette now fancies a try. Big hit there by Gannon. Clark gets away from Gannon. Breers dabs the kick through, off Tickle, and a good job that Flowers was there.
A little bit of a lunge at it there, Tickle. Fall back yet again. Experience in the right position. Another teasing kick, not successful by Lee Breers.
Second, move, behind.
Good defence on show now from Warrington. Standing Halifax in their own quarter. Goldspink trying to get them out of trouble. They're working hard, Warrington. They're working as a team.
But it has been a problem throughout this season, and David Planch really has been working on them in that department. And boy, oh boy, they've shown it today.
Bloom has gone for a 40-20, but it's gone straight down the middle of the field, and it bounces over the head of Appo. It's when you're at the foot of the table and scrambling to get away from the relegation zone. You need days like this, don't you? You need performances like this. Warrington digging deep.
Well, they did that at Hull, didn't they? That was a surprise result.
Oh, it was amazing.
And quite frankly, I think a lot of people in rugby league circles would have thought that Halifax really should have had the edge today. It hasn't been that way. And I just wonder, those two no-try decisions, how much it's taken out of the Halifax players' minds.
Halpenny and Hammond in the 4th and 21st minute, getting the red light from the video referee. That's Marquette again.
Good tackle by Duneman. He read it well there. But again, the biggest problem for Halifax, they can't get the football. That'll play on.
Yes, charge down. Back to one. And Breers holds on. Well, 56 minutes of the match gone. 16 minutes of the second half. Here goes Domick again. Let's get down to Phil Clark. This is a gutsy show from Warrington, Phil.
It really is, Eddie. You hear teams talking about grinding out to win. I think Warrington have got Halifax deeply fixed in that grinder at the moment, and they're just having to keep plugging away. Instead of also growing confidence, I think the supporters lifting them. Pretty good footwork, and here they go again. It's a good effort. Halifax, they made a tactical change. They brought Gavin Clinch off. Now then, what difference will that make to the side of the formation?
Burns does well. Gives it to Apo.
Too many players falling off the man with the football.
Does Breers fancy another? No, he's going to run it this time. Then a little dab through for Halliwell. Cardis picks up. They're claiming that Halliwell was impeded, but the referee will have none of it. And here goes Cardis.
Well, the thing is, if you're both running in the same direction, you can utilise the shoulder. But did he use the arm? No, according to the official. And there was a real collision in back play. One of the Warrington players is down and out. He's in a lot of trouble.
It's Breers.
Well, that will be a big blow if he has to leave the field.
Duneman now for Halifax as they look to get themselves back into the match, which is slipping away from them as Breers joins the defensive line. Goldspink. Here's Duneman again. Tackled by Domick, who's been all over the pitch. It's on the last tackle. Hammond puts the kick in. Another kick. And it's play on. Duneman again. Still Duneman. But he overran it under pressure from Apo, and Warrington breathe a sigh of relief.
Well, they were all over the shop there. They got the ricochet. And full credit to Warrington. They came back under a lot of pressure. Well, that's good work. They really are working as a unit.
And that's Paul Marquette, who has gone off, taking a breather, well-earned breather as well. And Clark, that kick was charged down. He had hold of Donlan's collar.
Well, obviously there's a problem for Lee Breers. That's the reason why John Clark, the hooker, elected to kick that ball. It was on the power play, but really it should have gone back to someone who was fit. And I think Breers is in a bit of a problem.
Maybe so, but the defence in problems now, trying to stop Goldspink, which they do. Well, if Halifax score here, they get the penalty.
Well, surely they'll take the tap. 2 points is not what they want. They haven't had much possession.
Duneman, it goes wide to Bloom. Bloom looking to stand and offload, but couldn't.
No second phase.
Chances here, Duneman again, still Duneman. And Warrington scrambling back in defence, trying to defend that line for all they're worth. Hammond is the dummy half, back to Bloom. Bloom goes back where all the heavy traffic is. Flicks it out the back door, Hammond again. Once more the Warrington defence comes to the rescue. Breers was in there quickly. On the bounce to Duneman. Long looping pass to Danny Tickle. Danny Tickle, great strength. But still, 4 tackles gone. Short of the line. Hobson now. That's the last. Are Warrington going to survive this intense set of 6? Donlan dummy half. Knock on, they have survived.
Well, full credit to the Wolves. They worked hard, they got back in numbers, and the little mistake there, it was sufficient. Stuart Donlan, well, it's becoming a nightmare for this Halifax side. But full credit, though, to Warrington. Oh, look at the blood yet again. Hilton, obviously the stitches are not held, it's reopened.
Oh, it's a tough game, this, isn't it? It really is.
Come on.
Broncos coming back at Leeds, 24-26 at Griffin Park. 65 minutes gone, they're about 5 minutes ahead of us. An hour here, it's 10-0 to Warrington.
Swinging arm there from Andy Hobson. And I just get the impression that Halifax are beginning to lose their cool.
Here's Fozzard.
They can't afford to give away another penalty here.
Last tackle it is. Breers, another drop goal attempt from Breers. Didn't have the legs that time. Duneman closed him down. Had to hurry the shot. Maybe Breers has run the injury off, if injury there was from earlier on.
Well, he was put under pressure there. And let's hope that he's soon back to his best.
Come on.
It was a real collision, knocked him completely out.
Second and again, lads.
It's Halifax with Gannon. Lawless at dummy half. Duneman at the heart of it all. Hammond showing it to 2, trying to skirt around the outside of Breers.
Well,
Rivette completes the tackle.
You can see from that wide shot, Eddie, how this Warrington defence is moving up as a unit. They're not allowing Halifax to get up ahead of steam.
That was Birchall who took that heavy shot. This is Duneman. Now it's with Jamie Bloom again. Last one for Halifax, this set of 6. Duneman hoists the kick. Appo is after it, Rivette's after it. Appo claimed it.
He defused it.
Good play from Graham Appo.
Kept his eyes on the football at all times. Not a good call though, yet again, Leroy Rivette. But did he go from the field of play? I think he may have.
Well,
they've got away with it.
The indication of that is that he did.
Well, it certainly looked that way on the replay. Here it is. Yep, field of play. Certainly wasn't defusing the bomb.
Maybe the gods are shining on Warrington today. Maybe his foot was, or the toe was just on the try line. Anyway, whatever, they got away with it, Warrington. O'Reilly, and here is Noon. Ooh, and that was a silly pass really from Noon.
Should have been a knock-on.
It is.
He's got it. It's by Steve Ganson, but the combination between the touch judge and the referee was pretty good then. It had to be.
Yes, they're working as a team. But Paul Noon, who missed the Castleford match last week, on the bench for the previous 2 as well as this evening. He made the error, and that's why Halifax have this possession with Flowers.
Now move! Come on, Sid!
Wonderful defensive effort by this Warrington side.
Well, it is so far. There's a long way to go, though, Steve, isn't it?
But look more eager, look a lot fitter too.
It's been a very enthusiastic show by them, I must say. Duneman, Hobson.
There, now move! That's good.
Lawless, Duneman.
Well, they've picked that out all night. Halifax have tried the crisscross well over 10 times, and they haven't made the clean break from it yet.
Hammond's ball to Tickle. He took it behind him. Tickle has made the break. Is this the moment for Halifax? Tickle! He's slid over though. The momentum takes him there.
He'll give it.
Try is given, and Danny Tickle, one of the bright prospects in Super League 7, has come up with a try that you never know just might mean so much to Halifax this season.
Well, the 19-year-old got away with it in the end. It was a good effort, good dummy. They went high on him and just fended away, but as soon as he sucked the full back, he really should have looked there. Hammond was there, but the momentum slid over, and I don't think it's a double movement with it, but we'll see clearly now. He should have been looking for support. Full credit, is a great prospect, this 19-year-old. Now then, I think he may have knocked on. He was pretty confident, was Ganson. I think he may have lost this ball.
I think that's a fair try.
It's only the last replay that you could feel confident about it. And confidence is a word that they've lacked today, Halifax. This may turn it around. We could be in for a classic finish.
Oh! He's hit the post and it's come the other way. That's 2 misses from Tickle. 10-4. Well, so much good work to get over for the line, and he has missed with 2 shots at goal, Danny Tickle. He'll be annoyed with... He will not be annoyed. He will be breathing a bit of a sigh of relief. They remain a converted try ahead, Warrington. 10-4.
That was amazing. We saw earlier that lackluster as he walked up to the ball before.
Overconfidence, do you think?
Well, I think he thought, well, this is easy. Nothing is easy in this game of rugby league football. Concentration, you've got to keep it there at all times.
That's a good chase from the kick-off by Warrington. They've trapped Halifax underneath their own sticks. Lawton has returned for the Wolves. 14 minutes to go, 6 points the difference. It's going to be pretty tight right to the final siren.
But that try will lift them. build the confidence, and maybe they'll start doing a little bit more with the ball. Not that though.
Has gone without it.
That's a bad mistake. And I reckon the message now from David Plange will be going out. There comes the water carriers. This is a mistake. Dominic certainly had him lined up, and then O'Reilly certainly did his job too. But Plange will have got the message out there. Look, let's just take it nice and steady. Let's drive to those sticks. And Lee Breers maybe going for his 5th in the game. Already holds the record.
Well, that would give them the 7-point buffer.
Just looking, that's it.
O'Reilly, and here is Burns.
It's impressed me, this centre, Darren Burns. He's a nice style about him. But this is the guy that really has worked himself to a standstill. Loose forward, Sid Dominic.
John Clark.
Now then, where's Breers?
That's Paul Wood, gets to his feet. O'Reilly. There's Breers, who's back the other way to Apo. Now then, will Breers set himself? 4 tackles gone. They're driving in towards the sticks here with Lawton.
Now then, he's way back. He's about 20 metres behind. It'll go to him.
Chances here for number 5. He's kicked it. The referee hasn't given it yet. He wants to check it with the video. Decision for the video referee. The Warrington fans believe he scored it. So too does Lee Breers. This will tell us.
Well, even if it hits a player, I thought it still counted.
It does.
So that's it. 1 point.
Well, Steve Ganson's right behind the sticks there.
No doubt about it. Just a little bit concerned, but I can assure you there's an extra 1 point. Well, this is amazing, isn't it?
It is incredible. 5 drop goals for Lee Breers, setting a new mark in Super League, and I don't know whether that mark will ever be overtaken unless he has a go himself next week. Shallow kick-off from Halifax, looking to get possession back here, which they have, with Lawless. Bloom to take it up, taking on Fozzard and escaping Fozzard's clutches. Good job that the second man there was John Clark. Here is Lawless. Halifax trying to respond immediately with a Captain Goldspink. Lawless, the dummy half. He finds Duneman. And Duneman attacking down that right channel again, but a good tackle coming in from Paul Wood. Lawless again. This defence of Warrington once more being examined. Duneman, well, he flung a kick at that.
Well, it was a poor pass, but they might get away with it.
They might. Hammond to Bloom, and Bloom to the line, just held back. Domick again.
Great effort there, but again they've come down. There's a penalty.
Penalty against Halifax, against Bloom.
Using the elbow.
Using the elbow on the deck.
Well, he was being held down there, and he gave him a facial with the elbow, not to the liking of the official. Halifax fans don't like it, but there's little doubt about it. Look where the official is standing. He can see everything there. Well, he's worked hard, Jamie Bloom, but he's certainly brought some grief to the coach, Steve Linnane. He was furious at half-time with his charges, and I think he might be a little bit more furious over this effort here. Little doubt that the fullback had him down. He wouldn't release, but we can do without the elbow. That was sufficient. Golden opportunity just thrown away there.
Well, they're frustrated, Halifax.
And it's been brought about by this solid defence. Well, David Plange, take a bow. He has certainly got the side up for this one.
It's amazing, whenever our cameras show up, Warrington certainly seem to pick something out, don't they? And Domick is having a fine game for them. So Domick loose forward for each of the last 5. He was at standoff, though, against Halifax in round 1. A man of vast experience. Breers again, surely not number 6. Back for Burns.
I wouldn't bet on it. Drive to the sticks, and that will prove
That's the last one, and Breers is there in position once again.
Half dozen.
It's back with Breers, number 6.
Yep.
No.
Missed. Well, he's gone off the boil.
Just the wrong side of the post this time.
But yet again, this Halifax defence not applying any pressure. I mean, he had all the time in the world there.
He's done it 5 times, hasn't he?
Just miscued it.
You think they might have learned the lesson?
Well, I said they don't have to send a letter, do they? It's been there right in front of them. Leeds, well, looks as though they've wrapped it all up over London. Great fight back in the second half by the Rhinos.
It is a great fight back, and that's what Halifax need here. Amazing, we had David Plange on our programme not long ago telling us that Warrington had tried to sign Neil Turley from Lee, and Turley, well, he's not a bad drop goal expert himself. He has chances though, and this now is Dave Woods, who will get Halifax back into the match. Try is given to Dave Woods. Good move down that right-hand side. Another former Parramatta Eel knocking about in Super League this year, Woods.
Well, it hasn't been often that they've breached this Warrington defence, but
how important could those drop goals be now?
Mine. And what about the 2 misses from Danny Tickle? Could have been that extra 4 points. Good work by Hammond on the inside there, and the good offload. Dave Woods. Oh boy, they enjoy that. What's a neat little pass from Hammond. Sucked it out. Gets him through. Look at that, he's close to it, isn't he? Oh, that's a great effort. Wonderful stuff by Colin Malpenny. And the centre, Dave Woods, has kept this game alive. And full credit to Steve Ganson, you know.
Tickle, this time, finds the right range, the right height, the right direction. Dave Woods' try, Tickle's goal. It's all on for the last few minutes.
Well, just saying, Eddie, the official Steve Ganson, rightly so. Warrington just walked back for the restart.
And he stopped the clock.
Yep, and that is good refereeing.
Time back on as Breers launches the kick-off. Off the chest of Duneman. Well, how did Danny Tickle, as you say, kick those 2 goals? Halifax would now be looking at a vital win. But they have 7.5 minutes to claim it still. And of course, remember the drama we had at the Bradford and Bingley Stadium, Valley Parade last night, when we had the kick from Deakin on halfway, in fact just inside his own half, that won the match for the Bradford Bulls against Wigan. Are we going to see similar drama here as Lawless goes on another little run? Domick is down and badly hurt.
He's flat on his back, is Domick.
Duneman hoists the bomb. Apo is underneath this. They're herring after this. Well claimed, Apo. Cardis gets to him though. Great chase. And they're going to haul him back over the line.
Penalty.
They're going to get the penalty.
He said that the tackle had been completed.
Well, how can a tackle be completed? Did he shout held? I didn't hear him.
We'll have to see. Is the ball carrying arm? Does it hit the deck? No, it doesn't. Oh, they've been badly done to. They have been badly done to by the official. They've missed that one.
Well, the referee didn't shout held, and I've got his microphone in my ear. I didn't hear him shout held, and that's why Carl Hammond was a little bit aggrieved, and why Mr. Ganson's getting the round of the kitchen from the Halifax fans.
And rightly so. It was clear that the ball carrying arm became nowhere near hitting the deck. That was a pretty high shot from Bloom.
And he's had a couple of those. Final score at Griffin Park, Leeds have won 32-24. Blow for London, but this month of May continues to reap rich rewards for the Leeds Rhinos. We see them next Friday against Hull, by the way, at Headingley. It was described by their chief exec, Gary Hetherington, as their make or break month. Boy, have they made it. They've won at Wigan, beaten Bradford, now won at London, and now they come home to face Hull next Friday night. And a massive crowd will be there to cheer them on, and what a game that promises to be. Breers to the kicking goal.
Good thinking that.
Just too deep.
Nobody knows that they can get up their one line of defence. Well, he's been the architect, hasn't he? It was Domick that went through all the good hard work. Certainly led by example. And but this defence, Eddie, has been superb.
It has. And Hilton has played on bravely. He's, I think, been stitched twice tonight. Domick is playing on with a groggy arm. It's a big 5 minutes that's coming up here. And Phil, what do you think? Can Warrington hang on? Will Halifax nick it?
Well, Warrington look very nervous and they're running out of troops really. Injuries galore. I've just got a horrible feeling for the Warrington fans that the Blue Sox are going to win this.
It's with Donlan. Well, Phil tipping Halifax. He's not the best tipster in the business, let me tell you. That's a lovely chip from Duneman. Well watched by Darren Burns.
Oh, he read it well then. You don't normally get a centre drop back into the sweeping roll. Obviously anticipated that they were going to go for the kick. Now then, it's just safety first from this Warrington side.
Rivette fancies a little dance down the wing. It's who's got the most petrol in the tank. Rivette can be a slippery customer when he wants to be.
There was a feature in the first half where Warrington was playing the ball extremely quickly. They will not be wanting to do that now. And this is where it's important that Lee Breers, if he gets near, never mind kicking for the one-pointer, he probably will if he gets right underneath the sticks, but it's going to be, oh, that's a bad mistake. They didn't need that.
No, Dominic trying to force the pace. 4 minutes to go.
All he needed to do was to just play out this set of 6 and then make sure they got the good kick and chasing. Now they're on the back foot.
Duneman gets the ball in field. This is Birchall on loan, another one on loan from the Bradford Bull stable. Oh, he had to stretch and collect that, did Donlan.
Awful pass there, but he took it well. Now then, will they go for the 1 point? Accept the draw? Or are they going to go for glory? They're going glory bound.
They are. Here's Woods again. That's 4 tackles gone. Or will they drive this in towards the sticks? Hammond, Duneman. Wide it goes. Flowers. Oh, that's terrific defence from Rob Smythe.
Read it so well. That could just about do it. Duneman was thinking about the 1 point.
He's going to have to run this, and they are. It goes wide and flicked on by Halpenny. Chances here. Tickle couldn't get a hand to it. Hacked on. Halpenny. Now then, it's a decision for the video referee. Halpenny thinks he's scored the winner.
He'll go to the screen, that is for sure. Now then, certainly Tickle touched the ball and it was a knock on.
Well, Halpenny was denied earlier, remember, in the 4th minute. Oh, now did it go backwards?
Well, did he take the man before he got the football? That's what the video referee is also going to have a look at. Dave Woods did well to offload, here it is. Now then, Tickle, oh, I think he's gone for the man. And did it go behind him? Did he get a tickle from Tickle? Slow motion replay. No, I think that went backwards. Well, this will be a dramatic finish to this game. Great footwork. I think it's going to be TRY.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if it's chalked out for the knock-on. Let's see. Try denied. Knock-on it was. Steve Linnane, gods are not with you today. Halpenny twice denied by the video referee. And Tickle with the little touch. It must have gone forward, to be fair.
Well, according to the video referee, yes, but he knows he's been denied twice. Winger, Colin Halpenny, and relief on the face of David Plange. And there's little doubt in my mind he's got that message out. Now listen, you forced a pass a couple of moments ago. Dominic tried to offload when they didn't need to. This is up the jumper time.
Here is Dominic again.
Nothing fancy, just hard work. And with Breers there, make sure it's a good kick and chase downfield.
Here's Hilton. No one has done more for the cause than Mark Hilton. Has the scars of battle to prove it. Well, 1 point the difference. Lawton.
Well, I honestly feel that Halifax will only get 1 more set of 6.
Well, there's 2 minutes remaining. You're probably right. It's got to be a big kick from Breers. It is, but it's out on the full.
Oh, dearie me. He's asking the referee to go to the screen. He said that it came off a Halifax player.
Here is Goldspink. Well, they've got...
What a time to come up with a mistake. He's been the hero as Breers.
Birchall to drive it in. I wonder whether Halifax will go for the 1 point to get the draw. Not yet, maybe. They'll have another couple of tries, and Hobson strongly. Hilton standing his ground again.
Well, Warrington will be devastated if they lose this game.
It's with Duneman, and Duneman jinks his way through too. So close to the line. An exciting end to this match. Lawless, Hammond, back to Cardis. Cardis!
He's
will
in.
Score!
They've won it!
The man who's transfer listed, Daryl Cardis, has dramatically won this match for Steve Linnane and the Blue Sox. Unbelievable! 2 unbelievable matches on Sky Sports this weekend. You cannot buy this sort of drama. A last gasp penalty goal last night, and Cardis, a former Wigan star, Breer's head in hands. Halifax have nicked it.
Well, he should have won it with those drop goals, but it was a mistake from Lee Breers, sadly to say. He kicked out on the full. All he had to do was make sure it went downfield. Why on earth he was trying to do something up there is beyond me. And they have paid the ultimate price, and it's 2 valuable league points. Ducked down, did well, nothing you could do about it. Little doubt in the mind of Cardis. The official agreed. They went for the glory. They could have gone for the draw, they didn't, and Cardis, watch what the coach does, you little beauty.
He was telling us last night he hasn't given up on a top 6 finish. David Plange, he must feel like he has had his pocket picked. They're going to stay at the wrong end of the table. Danny Tickle, he's missed with 2. It doesn't really matter now. It's 14-11, time's up. This kick for 16-11. No problems this time. Halifax 16, Warrington 11. And there's the full-time siren. In the last play, the man on the transfer list, Daryl Cardis, has come up with a crucial play, and he has won the game for the Halifax Blue Sox. A relieved man, a dejected figure, Lee Breers. His kick flew out on the full. It gifted the possession to Halifax inside the Warrington half, and Halifax Blue Sox took full use and advantage of that. Well, we were talking about a gutsy Warrington effort, but you cannot take anything away from this Halifax Blue Sox outfit. They were 10-0 down with 30 minutes remaining, and they've come up with 3 tries. Tickle, Woods, and crucially Cardis in the very last minute of the match. And Steve Linnane's men, they have come up with a very important win for them and a heartbreaking defeat for the Warrington Wolves. But it's all smiles at one end for the Blue Sox. It's all dejection at the other for the Warrington Wolves. Halifax have won 16 points to 11. Bill has got the man of the match with him. Inevitably, the vote has gone to Daryl Cardis. Here he is.
Daryl, congratulations. You left it late, though.
Yeah, just like to say thanks, Tissot. What a game, you know. You dream of scoring last minutes, but it's come off us today. Warrington were great, you know. Stuck in there all the way to end, just like ourselves, and we just got the break at the end, and what can I say?
The way things were going, kicks were being missed, tackles were being missed. You just had the feeling it might be one of those nights.
Oh, definitely. We got, 2 tries disallowed as well, so we deserved the end of it. We put so much effort in. His forwards were great, and so were his backs, so we deserve this. So, cheers.
Congratulations, Daryl.
Cheers, man.
Let's bring coach Steve Linnane in. Now, you said on Sky Sports last night that you were going to try and match that Bradford-Wigan finish. You tried, and you almost achieved.
Yeah, well, I know the quality of games, you just couldn't compare them. Last night was a great game, today's wasn't. As Phil just said, I think I do need to go and see the doctor because it's heart attack material, there's no doubt. We completed 8 sets in the first half, which was, allowed them to dominate the scoreboard. We weren't really good in the second half until the last 5 or 6 minutes, and we started to complete sets and get a little bit of a roll on. But, a great feeling because it was a great win.
Well, you must have, at one stage, when it just looked as though it's going to be one of those nights that every team goes through, where nothing you do goes right.
Yeah, it seemed that way for most of the game. Lee Breers' field goals were hurting us. Danny Tickle missing that easy conversion was hurting us as well, but a lot of credit needs to go to the players. They hung in there, and I'm sure we'll have learned a valuable lesson from today's game.
Thanks for talking to us, Steve.
Thanks, Bill.
Let's bring Phil Clark in now. You've got a feel for Warrington, haven't you?
Well, as a spectacle, Steve might not have thought it was the best performance, but it was very, very exciting. And really, sport is very, very cruel. It took Halifax 78 minutes to realise what we've got to do is put pressure on the kicking game of Lee Breers. He kicked more than any other player in Super League. They eventually did it and they took the dividends from it, but I thought just towards the end they just ran out of energy, the Warrington side. But I think they've shown enough that in the second half of Super League 7 they'll give some other teams some very hard matches.
I mean, as Steve said, it maybe wasn't of the quality of last night's game, but in terms of commitment, right across the park, you couldn't fault anybody, could you?
Oh, I really, really feel for the Warrington players. I saw their heads just drop as Cardis went over for that final try, and I don't think you could ask them to put any more effort in at all. It was amazing, amazing effort. They received a lot of injuries. They hung in there as best they could, but just didn't quite have enough in the end of the day.
Thanks, Phil. Well, you've got a feel for Warrington Wolves. Their supporters were here in big numbers and they really, really played their hearts out, but you just have the feeling that this is not going to be the Wolves season. Long way to go yet, though. Back to you, Ed.
Thanks, Bill. There is a long way to go, but this match, I think, could have some significance on it. But there's lots more live sport still to come on Sky Sports tonight. Coming next here on 1, we've live World Championship boxing. Tony Oakey against Neil Simpson for the WBU World Light Heavyweight title. And coming up next over on Sky Sports 2, live US Tour Golf, Day 3 of the Memorial Tournament. Over on Sky Sports 3 now, we have Speedway, live action from the Polish Grand Prix, followed at 9 by live Greyhound racing from Wimbledon. And over on Sky Sports Extra right now, we've live international cricket coverage of the first one-day international between West Indies and India. Lots of live sport coming. But I'll tell you what, there isn't much more drama to be had than is served up regularly by the Tetley Super League, and we've had another stunning finish here. Halifax have pinched it by 16 points to 11. A match that with half an hour to go they were out of. Warrington were coasting. Lee Breers was on his way to the watch as man of the match. Then came the big blunder and Halifax took full control and they won it in the end, and we're all scratching our heads wondering how.
Yeah, it's amazing. It can be a cruel game, can't it? Lee Breers, he was the star, he had the watch there, but I'm afraid the battery wasn't applied into it. It was a case of that I've got it, but it's just so sad. I mean, he was just immaculate with the boot, wasn't he? That was the one that equaled the record. Then this is the one that stretched the record yet again to 5. But to be fair, full credit to him, when Halifax look at the video replays of all this game, they'll see that they've had 3 tries disallowed, and this was the fight back. Tickle going over for that one, and they scored 3 tries in the space of the last 30 minutes. And then this is the other one that took him well truly away, and it looked as though they were going to take this game. Their defence was superb, but full credit to the Blue Sox. They kept keeping the ball alive. It was a master move by Linnane, the coach, to bring on Cardis at a time when perhaps Warrington were tiring. Great work from Alpany to keep that ball, keep his foot, away from the whitewash. And when Woods went in for that, Alpany, after that, had a try disallowed yet again. They kept it alive. Was he taken out? It certainly was going to be a no try as far as the video referee. And then this. He's had a wonderful game. There is about 60 seconds remaining. He puts it out on the full. Result, a try. Desperation stuff. Sometimes the gods are with you and sometimes the gods are against you. But as I said before, it can be a very, very cruel game. And you could see the dejected look on Lee Breers just after he kicked the ball into touch. Wow, what a game, what a finish.
Yeah, amazing finish. We had an amazing finish last night, didn't we, at Bradford? I think Steve Linnane was right. He said this match didn't match that one for quality, but for drama, you can't bottle this.
Yeah, it certainly is, and we keep doing it, don't we? we keep getting the games that keep you on the edge of your seat, and that's the reason why we enjoy it. And I'm sure that you enjoy it at home just as much.
Yes, well, let's, just before we go, hear from a dejected David Plange.
David, that's got to be heartbreaking for you and the guys.
Yeah, of course it is, mate. But you know, I mean, obviously, you know, you get dealt certain things, and you know, you've got to overcome. You know, they're the cards we got dealt, and we had to play them. You know, there was a couple of strange decisions that, you know, I'll need to have a look at on the video. And you know, I'm not one of these blokes who goes around whinging, but you know, I mean, to my money, I thought if the ball got charged down, you know, you got another set of 6. But you know, obviously there must be a different interpretation that I'm not aware of. But yeah, of course, I mean, the boys have put in a great deal of effort. And, you know, it's just sort of been snatched away from him at the final hurdle. So, yeah, of course we're going to be disappointed, but, you know, we've got another game next week, and, you know, we've just got to work on certain things in the game. And, you know, we've got to take out of it what we need to make us smarter people, you know, for the forthcoming fixtures.
Thanks for talking to us, Dave.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a brave man to come out and face the cameras with such dejection, but that's the nature of the business for coaches in the Super League. What have we got coming up for you? Well, we're all going to draw breath after this fantastic weekend, and look what we have for you next week. Leeds against Hull. What a corker next Friday at 7. Saturday 10:30, Panthers against the Roosters. Panthers have won today, by the way. Next Saturday we see the Saints at bottom of the table, Salford. More drama? You can put your house on it. Hope you've enjoyed this weekend. We have. Bye-bye. Attacking the line, that's a good ball, they're in, Warrington! Hammond's ball to Tickle, he took it behind him, Tickle has made the break. Is this the moment for Halifax? Tickle! His chances though, and this now is Dave Woods. Lawless, Hammond, back to Cardis. Cardis will score!
The Super League on Sky Sports is sponsored by Stan James, your best bet for all the action.
The World Cup Countdown on Sky Sports.
About the speed of Dallas and Albert. I mean, I think what is probably a good reflection on is the skill of both teams. They are world-class players, and that's why it's a great spectacle.
And that's all from the newsroom so far today. Our next bulletin is at 11:15. From me now, good evening.
Granada weather sponsored by United Utilities. Your new name for North West Water.
Hello again. Well, we are seeing some rain into the region for the first part of tonight. I think that will tend to clear around midnight, fortunately, but I think that will bring with it a fair amount of mist towards dawn. Temperatures at their lowest tonight getting down to around 3 degrees Celsius, winds very light and southerly. Looking at the sun times for tomorrow, it rises at 6:43, setting at 7:48. So tomorrow, a misty start. Do be careful if you're out and about in the rush hour. Driving conditions could be a little hazardous, but I think generally a dry day with a fair amount of sunshine around the region. Perhaps the odd shower creeping into parts of Snowdonia into the afternoon, but temperatures at their best, reaching around 14 degrees Celsius. Have a good evening. Here's a summary.
Granada weather sponsored by United Utilities.
£1 million, 12 ordinary people, one extraordinary game. Survivor, 9:45 Wednesday on ITV1.
Well, we've a change to our advertised programmes this evening. Instead of You've Been Framed and Mr. Bean, we've a special tribute to the Queen Mother in 10 minutes. But before that, the evening news with Katie Derham.
Charles's moving tribute. Prince Charles spoke movingly for the first time today about the death of his darling grandmother. He said the Queen Mother had meant everything to him and that he had been dreading losing her. Clearly emotional, the Prince recalled how they had laughed together until they'd cried and how much he would miss that laughter. Speaking of what the Queen Mother had meant to the country, he said she'd become an institution.
I know what my darling grandmother meant to so many other people. She literally enriched their lives, and she was the original life enhancer, whether publicly or privately, whoever she was with. And in many ways, I think she'd become an institution in her own right, a presence in the nation, and in other realms and territories beyond these shores. At once indomitable, somehow timeless, able to span the generations, wise, loving, with an utterly irresistible mischievousness of spirit, an immensely strong character, combined with a unique natural grace and an infectious optimism about life itself. Above all, though, she understood the British character, and her heart belonged to this ancient old land and its equally indomitable and humorous inhabitants, whom she served with panache, style, and unswerving dignity for very nearly 80 years. I know too what she meant to the whole of my family, particularly to the Queen, for whom she was always such a stalwart and sensitive support, ever since my grandfather died, when he was only 2.5 years older than I am now. And for me, she meant everything. And I had dreaded this moment, along with, I know, countless others. Somehow, I never thought it would come. She seemed gloriously unstoppable. And ever since I was a child, I adored her. Her houses were always filled with an atmosphere of fun, laughter, and affection. And I learned so much from her of immense value in my life. Apart from anything else, she wrote such sparklingly wonderful letters, and her turn of phrase could be utterly memorable. But above all, she saw the funny side of life, and we laughed till we cried. And oh, how I shall miss those laughs. And the wonderful wisdom born of so much experience and of an innate sensitivity to life. She was, quite simply, the most magical grandmother you could possibly have. And I was utterly devoted to her. Her departure has left an irreplaceable chasm in countless lives. But thank God, we are all the richer for the sheer joy of her presence and everything she stood for.
Well, our royal correspondent Tom Bradby joins me now. Tom, that really was very moving, wasn't it?
Yes, I mean, I think the truth of the matter is we've never actually seen anything like it, certainly not from the royals on television in quite that same way. We've talked before about exactly how the Windsors are going to react to the Queen Mother's death, and I think really it's all there. You know, in one take, spontaneously, he said everything that he wanted to say. So, I mean, just some of the phrases he used, you know, the original life enhancer, timeless, wise, loving, irresistible mischievous of spirit. I mean, we're talking about someone who to him was loving, she was affectionate, she was witty, she was wise, she was certain, she was always there. That's what she meant to him. That's what he wanted to say very clearly today. And of course, as a child, he spent a lot of time with her. You know, when his mother was away a great deal of the time, you know, he used to go and spend time with the Queen Mother and the King. And he said that he used to have to bow to them. Even as a 2-year-old, he'd bow to them and then he'd leap into the Queen Mother's arms and they'd have a good romp together. So a very, very close personal relationship, and we see it there.
Were you surprised at all by quite how open, though, how emotional he was in that tribute?
No, in the sense that the Princess Margaret's death and the reaction there, in a way, paved the way for doing this. I mean, clearly there's an element of the palaces wanting to be seen, for obvious reasons, after Princess Diana to react publicly. But I think, in reality, this is the Prince's decision. He wanted to pay tribute to Princess Margaret, and doubly so, he wanted to pay tribute to his grandmother today.
Tom, thank you. Well, earlier, a series of 41 gun salutes were fired in honour of the Queen Mother, the first time such a tribute has taken place since the death of her husband, King George VI. As people left flowers and messages of sympathy at Windsor and other royal palaces, a minute's silence was observed at race meetings and football matches around the country. Juliet Bremner reports.
A time for family reflection, as the Queen and her daughter, the Princess Royal, took a short ride around the grounds of Windsor Castle today. In the small chapel of All Saints, 4 gamekeepers from the royal estate mounted a silent vigil around the coffin of the Queen Mother. For other members of the royal staff, this was a chance to say their farewells before the coffins moved to St James's Palace tomorrow. Outside the castle, more floral tributes and messages of condolence. Many simply wanted to read the tributes and words of sympathy, remembering a woman whom for most had come to symbolise all that is best about the British royal family.
Well, she's a wonderful woman, wasn't she? It must be fair. I think it's my duty to come up here, personally.
Probably the last of a generation. Victorian era is gone. Yes, remarkable lady, because she did live, you know, a whole century.
At midday, a formal salute from different corners of Great Britain. 41 guns fired at 1-minute intervals at the Tower of London and Hyde Park. And simultaneously at Edinburgh Castle in Scotland and at Hillsborough Castle in Northern Ireland. Not since the death of her father, George VI, has such an honour been bestowed upon anyone in this country. Although the official 9-day period of national mourning has begun, sports fixtures are going ahead. Both fans and players observed a minute's silence before the kick-off at the Arsenal-Charlton match, in a show of respect that was repeated at grounds throughout the country. Juliet Bremner, ITV News.
Today's other news now, and Israeli tanks and troops have surrounded the Palestinian-controlled city of Bethlehem and occupied other towns in the West Bank. The army said the move was to root out terrorists and seize their weapons. Across the West Bank, Palestinians accused of collaborating with Israel have been shot dead. Tim Hewitt reports.
The Israelis were unloading more military hardware today, apparently preparing for a new offensive against the Palestinians. These soldiers were gathering around Bethlehem. They entered the city last night in tanks and armoured personnel carriers, and a government spokesman said 500 Palestinian fighters had been arrested in that and other similar raids. The Israelis are massing armour like this across the West Bank. All the signs point to a major military operation and a further heightening of tension in the Middle East. Yasser Arafat's headquarters in Ramallah remain the focus of attention. He's still surrounded and besieged by Israeli troops. Ramallah is now a closed military zone, its streets empty except for tanks, which have again been firing on buildings the Israelis believe are occupied by Palestinian fighters. Israeli soldiers were trying to enforce a ban on journalists and camera crews. Peace protesters who marched in the Palestinian village of Beit Jala were halted by Israeli soldiers who fired into the ground in front of them. 5 protesters, 3 of them from Britain, were slightly injured. With the army again on the move and the Palestinians still angrily defiant, Israel is bracing itself for another round of violence. Tim Ewart, ITV News, Jerusalem.
Here, the actor Jonathan Pryce is to make a special appeal tonight for missing Surrey schoolgirl Amanda Dowler. The 13-year-old, known to her friends and family as Millie, vanished 11 days ago. Detectives say there's no evidence that she was abducted and believe it's likely she disappeared with someone she knew. 6 people have been killed in flash floods on the Spanish holiday island of Tenerife. One young boy had a remarkable escape as a wall of water swept him off his feet and carried him down a street before 2 men eventually pulled him to safety. 4 hours of torrential rain triggered mudslides and floods, which left a trail of damage, toppling walls and trees and cutting off power supplies. Football, and Arsenal are back on top of the Premiership tonight after an emphatic 3-0 victory over Charlton. At the bottom of the table, there were wins for Everton and Sunderland. At White Hart Lane, David O'Leary saw his Leeds side continue its poor run. First half goals from Stefan Iversen and Teddy Sheringham gave Spurs the 3 points after a 2-1 win. Well, let's take a